Hello to my fellow art enthusiasts, and I'll be telling you all how to stylize an image in Procreate. Firstly, I'm placing the image on we will decrease its transparency so that it's easier to trace it. Then we'll add another layer on which we'll be drawing the outline of our image. For brush, I like to use Studio Brush. So you can start anywhere, but I start with the eyebrows. Now I am doing single strokes for hair, or for an easier approach we can do the outline of the eyebrow directly and then add a few strokes of hair in front, and then I'm erasing like this from the body for the realistic bushy eyebrow look. Coming to the eyes, firstly notice the shape of the eye and the creases on it or the eye bags, and adjust the pressure of your brush accordingly and draw a clean stroke. Well, at least try to make it as clean as possible. Now for the creases, and same for the lips as well. So let's do it all. Coming to the lips, try to understand the shape of your lip. At the corners, I'm trying to make it a little deeper, and in front it will be just a thin stroke. That's it. When it comes to the nose, we try to outline as less as possible. Just the nostrils mostly, because then it becomes a lot for the cartoon style image. Okay, and then for the hair, you can follow random strokes, or if you want a ditto copy, do major layout outline. The rest can be filled later on. For the hair details, you can make it very simple or you can go as detailed as possible. There's no particular rule for this. Now for the face structure, please adjust the pressure according to the shadow area like the neck, earlobes, where the light doesn't touch as sharp as the nose or cheekbones. Adding more details, the earrings, the dress details, you can add according to your liking. If you want, you can also change the dress or the look of the reference picture that you've taken. But here I'm not doing that, maybe in my next video. Okay, so now the outlining is done. We are moving on to the next part, which is coloring. Again, starting with the eyes, I'm giving it a very beautiful brown color. We'll add depth to it later on. Wow, just that adds so much life, you see? Now for the rest of the coloring, we are putting the image as a reference to the light transparency doesn't alter our final colors. We are unable to see what the actual color is, so I'm just putting a reference here. You can simply copy it or play with colors and textures according to your art style. Firstly, I'm just doing the base color for my skin, and on clipping mask, I'll add shadows, highlights with the airbrush. So this is my favorite brush for adding depth. You can adjust the transparency according to your outcome. Just taking this beautiful brown to add tan and depth to her skin. Don't expect that your first try will be very smooth and clear and exactly as you want. As you know, practice makes everything better. So around the eyes, nose, and then you have to study the highlight and shadows in the reference picture. We can see that the light is hitting her face from the right side. Now we are adding blush. Now for the lipstick, outlining it first of all with the same brush to give that soft look. So nice. Again, adding depth at the inner corners of her lips. If you get confused, we always have our reference. Using the same brush for adding depth to my eyes and little eyeshadow that she's wearing. When I also take swatches of the colors I'm using just for my convenience, so don't mind that mess. And a tip to try to keep things at different layers so it's easier for you to make changes without ruining the other part of the illustration. Choosing a very light color and adding highlight to her face. See, it's coming together so beautifully. Okay. Again, choosing studio brush for my hair. Doing the whole base first of all in another layer. Don't forget to do this on another layer. Just filling the base. Adding another layer and then flipping mask it to add depth to my hair, choosing a darker color for it. You can do random strokes or go according to the flow. You can adjust the size of your brush and add random strokes to give it a more real like look. Like she's carrying this beautiful messy bun to give that look. And then for the color of our dress, it can be same or different. You can add any other embellishments if you like. Now I'll just add some sunlight and a green tint to have that warmth around her. This can be totally random. So if you've learned anything from this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.